Miss Venezuela goes to Washington? Let's get dialed in. Hello and welcome to Texas Talkin, the only show where we say the quiet part out loud and we do it in a cowboy hat. I'm your host, Shiloh Platts, spirit animal of the Texas right. And here's a question nobody in D.C. is asking, mostly because they don't want to. What happens when one of the most reliably Democrat districts in Texas suddenly isn't so reliable anymore? For decades, Texas's 18th congressional district has been locked down. This was Sheila Jackson Lee's old stomping grounds. You know, the woman famous for, among other things, mistaking the moon for Mars and calling voter IDs racist while requiring two forms of it to get into her campaign events. Voters here have been told for generations that Democrats are their only option. And guess what? The results speak for themselves. Crime, poverty, failing schools, and roads that look like Ukraine after a missile strike. But now something fascinating is happening. Folks are waking up. They're tired of equity speeches while their catalytic converters get stolen in broad daylight. For the first time in decades, a Republican has a real shot at flipping this seat. Her name is Carmen Maria Montiel. She's a former Miss Venezuela, a television journalist, and crucially, someone who actually talks to voters like they're adults. Instead of lecturing them on pronouns or slavery reparations, she's talking about things that matter: the border, inflation, crime, reality. Now, why is this important? Well, because Democrats consider districts like this one safe. They don't even bother campaigning here anymore. They assume your vote. And when politicians assume your vote, they stop earning it. But voters here, working class families, people trying to survive rising prices and collapsing public safety, are noticing something. Their loyalty hasn't paid off. So here's the question. What happens if Carmen Montiel actually wins? It wouldn't just be an upset, folks. It would be a major embarrassment for Democrats nationwide. If their safest seats can fail, what else is in play? Tonight, we'll explain why a beauty queen from Venezuela might just topple one of the longest running Democrat fortresses in Texas, and why that terrifies the people in charge. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Carmen Montiel is about to light this show on fire. And joining me now is former Miss Venezuela and TV personality turned congressional candidate, Carmen Maria Montiel. Carmen, thanks for coming on.
Tyler, thank you very much for having me with you. It's a real pleasure.
Well, the pleasure is mine. And I want to ask you, how did growing up in a socialist country like Venezuela shape your views on politics and economics?
Well, actually, when I grew up, it was not socialist. It was complete capitalism. It was the booming country in the region. It was the country of opportunities. It was the country. Actually, we have the Venezuelan dream. Now, we didn't know that in a bipartisan system that we used to have, the two parties were socialists. So they were inputting the socialism without people knowing because there was booming capitalism.
That's cute.
So it's this is how they do it. When things happen, it's been happening for so long that when they finally hits you, you're like, okay. But then it to this day, it's amazing when I tell the people of Venezuela, we never had a right-wing party. We never did. And then, of course, Hugo Chavez came. He tried to overturn the government twice, and he was pardoned before he was prosecuted. And that's how he was able to run for president. And then he implemented complete socialism of the 21st century, which is a complete communism, and completely destroy a country where freedom, it was such an incredible country. Everybody that went to Venezuela, because we used to have all the Americans, European people that went to work with the oil industry, And many of them just stay there. They didn't want to move. It was, a country that has it all, had it all, and beautiful, still beautiful, but not anymore.
So that presents an even more compelling scenario, then, in my view. You watched a country that was once capitalist be presented with essentially two different leftist options and turn into a socialist country. Do you fear that some of those same things are happening right here in the United States?
Oh, I started seeing it years ago. And that's when I was like, hold on a second. And what happened is when you see it, when you have seen it before, you realize it right away. And I was like, what's happening? And I always remember when I came here first as a student in 1988, this country was easy. You just make a phone call and it didn't matter if it was a federal office. Everything got done easily and productively. Then bureaucracy started to grow and then you can never get anything done. And then it was in the back of my head, my dad telling me bureaucracy and corruption is destroying this country, meaning Venezuela. And I was like, we're there. It's happening here. And that's when I started years ago to tell to my fellow Republicans, this is happening here. And years ago, it was like, this will never happen here. And I think that finally people have realized that, yes, it's happening here.
So you're running for a special election that's set to take place this November in just a couple of short months
Yes.
for Sheila Jackson Lee's former seat. What are some of your key priorities?
Well, I ran this seat in 2022 also. This is my third run. And I ran it after the census and the district became 48% Latino. So I said, you know what? This is the time to flip this district. But, there's things happening, that's probably another show. We can talk about it. And it was impossible. Then she passed away a year ago. And then Sylvester Turner, who took her place, former mayor, went to sit in that seat and only lasted 3 months and passed away. And
yeah, I don't want you dying on us if you get elected, Carmen. I mean, this doesn't seem like a very safe seat.
Well, let me tell you, have you seen how many, sadly, we shouldn't be laughing, but in truth, you know how many Democrats have died, passed away that are sitting in office? It's quite interesting just to analyze that part. So I think God is sending us a message. And when he passed away, it was Ash Wednesday when I woke up that day and I went to church and pray. Because after my second one, it was so painful that I said, I will never do this again, especially I will never do this again to my children. I have 3 children and they see, how it takes such a toll on me. But sometimes, you have to listen to God. And I believe this is my opportunity because, as I said, the demographics have changed. Latinos were conservative. This is a district that was created over 40 years ago for Barbara Jordan, and then Sheila Jackson Lee sat there for 30 years. Is a district that have many problems. And the city of Houston actually looked like a third world country.
Oh, it's incredible. It's unbelievable what's happened to that city.
The floods, the roads, the people. We have the number 1 medical center in the world, and people have problems getting access to healthcare. So those are my points. My point is, first of all, create economic opportunities for the people in my district. We have a lot of opportunity zones in my district that have not been utilized by the Democrats around the city. And when you bring investors to these opportunity zones, then you create jobs, then we need housing, then we need education. And with that, we can improve healthcare. We have a cancer cluster in the district, in the area of Kashmir Garden, that all politicians talk about, but have they fixed the problem? Not, because it's a political talking point. So you know what? I am the one that's going to get there. It's going to get things done. And it's going to work for everybody in the district. It doesn't matter the color of the skin. Because like I tell them, I am a Latina. I'm tired of the Democrats to try to put Latinos in a brown box. Because when they do that, they're discriminating against 80% of the Latinos. Because Latinos were black, brown, white, yellow, copper, and red. So stop putting it in a color box. We're just Latinos. We're another culture. We're not another race. And because of my culture, I will serve everybody just like we are in Venezuela when I grew up, and it was a fantastic country.
What would you say are some of your core beliefs that sort of shape your view on politics today, and that would be the lens through which you view issues if you are elected and go to Washington, D.C.?
My faith is the most important thing in my life as a true conservative and Latina. And that's why Latinos were conservative, because for us, it's faith,
amen,
family, economic opportunities. We're hardworking people.
Yes.
We want better education for our children. And as I told you here, moving my son in Virginia Tech, my third and youngest. And we want, economic development, and we want our children, we want to be the parents of our children. We don't want anybody to be brainwashing our children. We don't want anybody to be telling our children they can be something that they cannot be. Those are issues that is for the parents to deal with. I want parents to be able and feel safe that they're going to send their children to school to learn math, English, history, geography, and nothing else.
How significant do you believe it would be if this seat that you're running for were to flip red?
It'll be historic, because the way the socialists and communists do, and this is how they flip California, is they take the cities first. And that's how they flip states. In Texas, people might not believe it, but we're almost there. They took the cities. All of our cities are blue. And yes, when you analyze the people in the cities, people are not that liberal. Most of the people are conservative. But, there is some willing and willing going on. And that's how they get this done. So my purpose, and this is my third run. I ran in 2022 in this seat, and in 2018, and another Democratic seat. Because my goal in life is take away their seats and win for us conservative and conservative values.
So in order to win this seat, you'll probably have to win some Democrat votes. What would you say to some of the voters in Texas Congressional District 18 who maybe have historically voted for Democrats, but could vote for you in this election?
Well, are you tired of listening for the last 30 years that they're going to do something for you and never gets done? And most of my contenders, because as you know, this is what is called a jungle race. There is 23 people in this race.
23 people?
The majority of them are Democrats. I'm the only well-known, Republican with a brand name, because I ran in 2022. And most of them have held or are holding a political position. And I'm telling the people, I said, they could have done something in their position. They could be doing something now. Why haven't they done it? Or yes, now they're asking you to send them to Congress, so they're going to do something? It's going to be the same empty promises. Take a chance.
Carmen,
Take a chance.
I hope that I get an invite to your victory party this November. I would love to be there.
Please, you need to be here, because this is going to be historic. And it's going to be for conservative values and to show the people of the United States the values of us Latinos. That when we came to this country, it was to improve our lives, to be part of this country, and to better this country, not only for us, for you, and for our children and grandchildren.
So finally, where can people go if maybe they want to learn more about you, donate to your campaign, or get involved in this final stretch?
Well, we need donations, please. And if you are in the area of Houston or you're willing to travel, we need a lot of volunteers. So my website is Carmen, 4, congress.com.
We'll put it up on the screen.
My name, put it on the screen, CARMEN, 4, congress.com. You get there all the information. You get to donate. You get to sign in as volunteers. We need a lot of help. We can do this. Like I tell people, I tell Republicans, let's stop play defense and go for it. Let's
go on
fight
offense
and win. Yes.
Amen. Well, Carmen, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes coming on tonight to talk to our viewers. Best of luck to you. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great state of Texas. Thank you for helping us keep Texas talking.
Amen.
Stay dialed in to interviews and content just like this by clicking that follow button on my Facebook page, or hit the subscribe button to learn more about exclusive access that you won't want to miss.